here. Made a video in a few days because I've uninstalled Windows, got Ubuntu on now. So I'll get to the videos. I've only just installed it, so if it lags a bit, that's why. So we'll get into the videos. My computer, the password is not working. This happened the other day, but that's not what I wanted to show. It did work eventually, so I don't know if that was something that they did, but the computer, the password wasn't working.
Yo man, I think these motherfuckers are poisoning my water or some shit like that, man. Basically,
try and figure out.
I've been drinking the filtered water and feeling okay, but every time
I'm right going. But yeah, the other day, after I drank some unfiltered water, I was getting like a tingling feeling in my left hand and in my left arm. I'm feeling, near them honking, feeling very strange. Yeah.
I've been drinking unfiltered water, which I shouldn't do anyway. My left arm has started tingling, and like my left hand has started tingling. Matter of fact, actually my body's tingling a bit, you know what I'm saying? So I think they are actually putting some kind of chemical in the water. I don't know what it is, but I've noticed it, you know what I mean? I've been noticing when I've been having the last 3 or 4 days, when I've been having you know, unfiltered water, I've been feeling strange
instructions on YouTube, and I knew it wouldn't work.
Feelings in my body, you know what I'm saying?
I'll try and tweak it to get
So
it
I
to work.
think these motherfuckers have been tampering with my water, putting some chemicals in my water or some shit like that. So yeah, it's okay. Now they're sabotaging yeah, the revving as well. Now they're sabotaging. I'm trying to install this.
Yeah, it wouldn't install. Would not install when I clicked on it, and it was for Vista. Yeah, the sirens, just to prove, sirens are started up as soon as I make this video. Yeah, that. Once again, they're retaliating because they know I'm making a video, just so you can hear it. That's why they're playing the sirens, which has been every day all week. They have been playing sirens multiple times a day again. So noise campaign, and of course, yeah, see, car revving, so motorbike by the sound of it. So just so you guys know, as soon as I make my videos, they start up with the bullshit. Okay, they start with the bullshit.
Because it has ad blocker Opera, and it will not open. Okay, it will not open at all. It will not open. See? Should I click?
It spins like it's going to do something.
It will not open whatsoever. So they're trying desperately to stop me blocking their targeting.
Yeah, because I was trying to
online. That's what we're trying to do.
They were targeting me through the YouTube adverts by getting it to constantly recommend me dresses, right, and female shit. Constantly getting that through the YouTube recommendations. So I decided to block it. You know, I decided to, because I was using ad blocker, and it wasn't stopping these adverts that they were using to target me. So, you know, I decided to get something else, which I did eventually find something that worked, but multiple occasions it failed. Other things failed. Another one, download wouldn't download, which I think is the next video.
Okay, so I'm trying to install this as an alternative
Privacy
to
badger.
AdBlock, as AdBlock is not stopping the adverts
Again, I'm sorry.
that
about the
are
lag. I'll try and
they're using
remedy that.
basically to target me. I've been getting adverts for dresses,
Just,
and now I'm getting adverts for drones, right? So you see how the drone thing, how they're
No
using it to
file.
target me.
Yeah, I got a recommendation on YouTube for drones, right? And I wasn't looking at anything to do with that. I was watching a Star Wars related video, and these adverts were coming up.
It might come up. I
Well,
did
try-
close
I
it.
find it there.
This
that
advert here.
Shall pause.
Okay.
This advert was coming up, and you know, in the past, if you follow my videos, that they've used these kind of drones to target me, to try and do a noise campaign. So
Came up. So they're using it to target me. Now I'm trying to install this. Right. Look what happens. Okay. Add extension. Alright.
Stopping
You
it.
see how they're trying to stop me from blocking their shit?
Interrupted.
Download
Interrupted by what
interrupted.
and who,
Okay.
you know.
And I've tried reloading it. This is how they know I'm trying to
They don't want me to get it because
stop
they
them
can't
targeting me
YouTube.
through
Easy. Which I have got something to block their
YouTube
crap.
through this thing.
I was
And
trying to get Opera installed, which I showed you.
this is how
'cause that
they
has an ad
are
blocker as well.
trying to stop me. Alright. So yeah.
Just
And
give me
you
a
see
second.
what they're
I've got
doing
some
there.
clothes outside and it's just starting to rain, so
Okay, so I'm trying to
hang on a minute.
install this.
Just bring them in before they get wet. But yeah, so they were using the system on advert system on YouTube to target me, send me subliminal messages, basically.
As an alternative to AdBlock, as AdBlock is not stopping the adverts
Because they've got something called acceptable
are-
ads, which kind of
they're
defeats
using
the
basically
object.
to
They
target
wanna
me. I've been
block
getting adverts for dresses, and now I'm getting adverts for drones, right? So you see how the
And
drone
even
thing,
on AdBlock
how
does
they're
give
using
you
it to target
supposedly
me.
the option to
I might
not have
I might-
acceptable ads, but I clicked the option to stop acceptable ads and it was still giving me acceptable ads.
it might come up. I did close it. This advert here
It's going to be a fairly
Okay.
long video, this, because I've got to catch up on
Came
a
up.
few things.
so they're using it to target me. Now I'm trying
That's not to
to
target anyone, that's genuinely came up on my phone.
install this. Right,
I'm
look
not
what
gonna use
happens.
these numbers because it's, they like to
Okay,
use
add
these spiritual
extension.
numbers to
Alright,
target you.
you see how they're trying to stop me from blocking their shit? Download
So
interrupt.
it's not working.
Okay, and I've tried reloading it. And this is how they know I'm trying to stop them targeting me through YouTube through this thing. And
So they're trying to stop me doing that. Trying to stop me being able to block.
this is how they are trying to stop me. Alright. So
No trouble
yeah.
installing anything else.
you see what they're doing there.
Yeah, 2 of those things didn't work.
Or hacking to try and send a subliminal threat.
This is-
So the other day I got this comment.
yeah, I liked the video and made a comment on it, and then you can get away with this, which means, if you don't know what that means, it's like slang for bleeding, getting shot or stabbed. So they got these fags. Now also notice his name, Dr. Flu. I've been having colds recently, so maybe they're trying to you know, basically send a subliminal message. It's what they like to do, isn't it? I remember a while ago they had someone commenting on my videos with a name, Deca MC, like as in Deca and MC, because I rap, right? So they like to use their usernames as a way to send subliminal messages.
Saying you can get wet with this on response to a comment I made on this video. Look how they want me to see it. When I press down,
yeah, when I press down, you see how they're trying to force me to see it. When I press down, it's not going down to the other comments. It was staying up on that.
Down.
You could get wet.
See that shit? I'm trying to scroll down.
See.
Now it's scrolling
Now
down.
it's working, but now
It won't scrolling down.
but it will go up again.
I see it's shooting up. And see it's
now
gone.
It's gone up again.
I can't get
It's
down.
lagging like a motherfucker, so I'm sorry. It's
That's
not
how they
very
doing
good.
it, man. They're fucking with my shit, man.
I've only just installed this shit, so you know I can only do so much. It's supposedly a new computer. This.
Wow, so what a day, man. I mean, they really went out of the way to do the target today. Heavy,
I think this is.
I'm saying, fake.
So I'll plug the phone in because I've got some on my phone. All these can be deleted now. Actually, no, I'll delete them after I've done the video in case the video messes up or something like that. So yeah, I mean, a few audio recordings to play on some stuff. Not so much video footage of the targeting. It's been very subtle, and I've not been out that much. Well, I have, but I've been cycling, so it's not. They've not really had much of a chance to do much. It's mostly been the noise campaign and all the other bullshit. So. Let's see. There we are. Pictures. So yeah, a few videos. Not too many, but a few. It's mostly audio. Chemtrail footage and stuff as well.
Getting stopped as soon as I
Yeah,
stop.
this was, you know, they were playing the sirens, and as soon as I press record, it stopped,
Oh,
which is what they do a lot to try and hide it.
sirens again. Every day. Sirens.
As you heard, you know, as soon as I made this video, right, sirens. I hope it picked that up. And car revving coupled with it. Yeah, man, I mean,
Check out this flyover. Look at that. That's a turbo prop, that looks like.
see it.
Check out this
Way
flyover.
it's better, it's lagging because you can. So this was a RAF Tucano turbo prop trainer that they flew over my house.
Look at that.
And again, we got the chemtrails.
That's a turbo prop, that
There it is.
looks like.
Flying right over me.
Yeah, RAF. It's a Tucano.
I know the military involved in my targeting as well because they were using Chinooks a while ago in Sheffield to harass me. Basically, they were flying over my flat and they were flying over while I was doing work as well.
know? Look how in line that is with my house. See, this is the constant tactic. The other day I had a plane do that. Fly directly over my head.
I've seen them flying planes over my house before in the helicopter, right? That's what they like to do.
This is a constant tactic.
I will upload this file so you can see it without lagging. Which video is it? Just so you know I'm not bullshitting or edited it. 70. I'm sorry about that number being there. I know they use that number to target TIs. Let me just copy it. Shit. It's lagging a bit, sorry. I'm still getting used to Linux. Since I've used Windows all my... I've used Linux a little bit, but not this model. Yeah, I'll upload that. So I think it's good footage. But yeah, that was an RAF Shorts Tucano transport trainer plane, not transport.
They like to use, okay.
You know, all the they're all involved. I don't know where my folder's gone. Oh no, my bad. We're on the phone. Oh, my mistake. Let's get back on it. This computer's grinding to a halt. Where's it gone? That one. That's the one. Yeah, I know with that number in. That's the one that I played.
Just found out that Chris Packen's getting death threats, and it reminds me of these cowards. You know what I mean? Because it's like they sending him threats and shit, saying they go.
A lot of the tactics they're using. If you don't know who Chris Packen is, he's a presenter on TV to do with animals and stuff. Also has Asperger's. I have Asperger's. He has it. But he's been getting death threats from people because he's against hunting and stuff. And the tactics used were very familiar because they used similar tactics on me with the dead animals and stuff.
They following him and shit, and also, you know, they put dead crows outside his house. Now they used to do that shit with me, man. There'd be dead birds constantly put. You know,
too. Dead squirrels
outside the flat where I lived, them on the driveway, dead squirrels and shit. So it's like what these motherfuckers do, man. These cowards, man. Yeah, they're threatening him because he wants to stop crows being shot or something like that. But yeah, man, these motherfuckers, man. It reminds me of them same kind of personalities, man.
Like he's fucking with my sign. I think I mentioned it in one of the videos. They were, and I got
it out, so I don't know if you can see. Zoom in as far as it'll go.
Yeah, they sent Jake.
See that bullshit?
Let me just. They're very subtle, but you know, harassment, stalking by the police and other emergency services is what they do to us. It's just there in the you know, the petrol station.
Zoom in as far as it'll go.
See it there now, the checkered blue and yet green, and the.
See that bullshit?
Plus they got turn up when I'm here checking my phone. That's what they do. Or fucking pigs in the bus station, petrol station, you know what I mean?
Trying to mask it, you know, by being in the petrol station. You know, they know when I'm leaving, so they'll be there.
So hacking my phone or something. I just went past.
I tried to film a perp, but it didn't record.
Perp.
Basically, the usual stuff I filmed where they've been parked outside where I go to work and stuff. You know, staring at the phone.
I press record Didn't record. Can't be arsed cycling up there again, but
That's right.
it was the red car. Just guy parked up on his phone, staring at his phone.
That's doing that this morning as well.
It's like, it looked anyway like the same one. So, just thought I'd film. But
So I got footage of this one.
these people are fights. You know what I mean? They just had a red car. Pulling, these are probably fights.
Like there were two cars, and you just saw the car there. That's the one that they had. The car just pulled in here, put the brake light on, so I could see it one brake light, and then drove off.
I'm not certain, probably. They came in groups of 2 or 4, but they just had a red car pull in with one.
That's the car they had waiting to see me because I go up here. It's just waiting there to see me in. Avert surveillance. Just park there. Like, why you park there when you could park here? It's for me to see.
Brake light here, and then just before I could get the phone out, the motherfucker drives off. What's the best? There's someone in this car here, looking at the phone. What's the best? Let's see if I'm right. I'm not looking at the phone.
Pausing. But oh, come on, you. Sure, you saw him now, even though it lagged. I'll try and get it. Okay, so he's starting his car. You know, look, he's eating something like a pie or something, but he's there to see me into there, so they can keep track of me. Because I didn't have my, I did have my phone, I did on airplane, but they can track that anyway. But he's there to see me into there. This is the kind of stuff they like to do. You know, there'll always be someone parked around here or at that other place watching me. It's a different person near enough every time, but this is the surveillance that they like to do, as you can see. This is the chemtrails. Again, the X marks the spot.
They're doing their best to ruin a sunny day with the shit.
This was the day like my nose was fucking sniffing.
So notice how it's right over
Right over
my house as well. I'm sure the people that are doing this with the trails have links to this program because I've noticed
link to it, which makes
them
sense.
doing X's in the sky as well, where TIs are. Other TIs have reported this. Either way, it's part of the same agenda. It's part of the same crap as the harassment. But, you know, the perps think that, oh yeah, we're not going to be affected.
You're breathing in the same
At least
shit,
in the targeting sense. But even with that, they are being affected, you know, because they're under mind control. But this chemtrail shit, it doesn't just affect me, it affects everyone, because you have to breathe the same air that I do, you know what I mean? And I can hear it on my nose has gone runny again. Every time they spray in heavily at the minute, man, my nose starts running like I got a cold, and I get it on my throat, you know what I mean? You can see it down there as well.
Yeah, you perps get something else.
Just lately, it's been giving me like cold symptoms. Like, I think I've had a genuine cold, but this shit is making it worse. Whenever they're doing this shit, it gets worse. You know what I mean? I feel it on my throat, I feel it on my nose.
You can see the haze in the air.
You know what I mean? You know, and then again, we got that fucking haze again.
Having a look
That's not what you usually get in the UK. You see that haze? Trust me, man. It's only like the last 2 or 3 years this shit started happening, like with this haze.
Matter of fact, last summer was very like this at the start, very hazy. But it's worse this summer. Well, it's not summer yet, but you know, this spring. Last spring it started, this haze. This is the pollution. You can clearly see it. The whiteness in the sky. It's not a blue sky, is it? It's a bluey white sky. A white sky with a grey white sky with a bit of blue in. This is because of the shit that they're putting in the sky.
It's
The
fact
pollution.
start using children a lot as well again.
See it.
Getting a lot of children targeting me, girls and boys. Facts, man. These people are homeless, cowards, vermin. They're vermin. Let's find the. Got a few audio recordings.
I'm just going to read an article because I can't get it up on the same time.
Let's see. What was that? Two. What happened there?
Big John audio sample.
What's that bullshit I was going to sample? I keep forgetting. Anyway. Fuck that.
Here we go again. Once again.
Looks like they may have deleted that because I did definitely or stopped it recording prematurely because I did definitely record about an article. It was to do with remote neural monitoring. I will find the article.
As soon as I start recording,
if it hasn't been recorded.
it stopped. Siren horse shit again.
It was basically talking about how they, basically they'd invented a way to fucking capture basically people's thoughts, and it was called the human brain interface, and they're actually acting like they just invented it, right? I'll find the article.
I know, they're going.
If it's
I'm
not on here,
sure you can hear that.
I'll find the article.
Literally, as soon as I came outside, it started on.
Yeah, the sirens again. It's their favourite pimping prostitution tactics. They pimp the whores, and that's what the whores do. The whores make that noise. Siren horse. Because the pimp, the government wants you to do it. So like good little prostitutes, they do it. Yeah, I'll find that article. If it's not fucking recorded now, I will find that article.
So I'm just opening something. I forgot what that was. Wait, it's still going.
This is the constant noise campaign. Just this video where I caught it. I won't, if anyone is saying this is coincidence, it happens as soon as I do my recording, coupled with the cars revving. It's not coincidence. This is deliberate. Very, very deliberate and precisely done. Like when I used to come out of the house in Sheffield, every time I did, they'd play a siren. Every day that happened, there'd be sirens as soon as I left. Alright. I don't know what's going on there, but
Yeah, they'll just listen to the radio still. Now they're talking about this school, which is basically got some pig and more.
the
pushing a vegan agenda a lot recently, and I felt like they're trying to send me subliminal message. In the last place, I said I should be vegan, but listen how quickly I shoot that shit down.
Motherfuckers are getting pissed off because they've got these pigs, like they've been having them in the school as like a school farm project, and now they're gonna get sorted. Now these motherfuckers are complaining, yeah. And there's this motherfucker come on saying, "Oh, everyone should be vegan." Listen, man, you motherfucking vegan.
Although you shouldn't eat swine, that's a fact. You shouldn't eat pigs. Not healthy.
Vegans, not all of them, but I knew a vegan. She biggest hypocrite of all. She was targeting me. So you're telling me, motherfucker, this is to Vicky. You're telling me, you know, from the Sheffield Garden place I used to go. You're telling me, right, that you're a vegan because you care about animals. Yet at the same time, you're targeting me. So basically, you're trying to kill someone through harassment. That's fine, but eating animals is not. Right?
Yeah.
This is the attitudes of these people,
Got
right?
to see these people.
And I'm not afraid to say the name.
And she were part of the Mormons, which is a Freemasonic. It acts like it's Christian, but I've found out it's Freemason related.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure they listen to my videos sometimes. Because I've noticed it. I felt they were trying to send me subliminal message that I should be vegan. But motherfuckers, listen to this. I can kill this veganism shit with one bullet. You know why? Guess what teeth human beings have? Canine teeth. For all you motherfuckers saying that humans aren't meant to eat meat or whatever, fish or whatever. I mean, I don't eat meat much, but I eat fish and sometimes chicken. You telling me, motherfucker, human beings aren't meant to eat meat when we got canine teeth? Because cows don't have canine teeth, sucker. Yeah, sheep don't have canine teeth, sucker. So that's basically why I know that God meant for human beings to eat meat and fish, because we have canine teeth, bitch. And these Mormons, these were more fucking Mormons. They're basically Freemasons, which I just come to find out thanks to the call for an uprising, which explains a lot. They're basically related to the Freemasons, allies with the Freemasons. So don't ever trust Mormons. They're snakes in the grass. All right.
Hey,
Yeah, they're on some bullshit with this. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. They're saying, you know, women that accuse men of rape, they should have to give all their phone details,
bullshit argument.
you know,
From women's part.
to the police. And then there's this woman on here saying that they shouldn't be nosing on women's stuff, but, you know, that many men have been locked up due to women's false rape
False
complaints. You know what I'm saying?
revving their cars.
It's just ridiculous that they would act like that.
All you want,
You know what I mean?
Stop my video, is it?
Yeah, man, on the perp situation, these motherfuckers have been basically putting my messages to other TIs
Sorry about that noise. It's
in
washing machine.
a folder which is from months ago, even though they're the current messages. They've also been hiding
TIs are
people's
contract.
replies to me. So, this is what these motherfuckers are doing to try and stop communication. Yeah, man, it's like if you're accusing a man of rape, then obviously it's if the guy says, you know, it's consensual and they've been talking about it, then they need to look at the phone. So how can a bitch say, you know, oh, you know, shouldn't look at my phone and then accuse them of rape? You know what I mean?
So, what recording are we on? 29.
Okay, just something to be aware of. I've just seen an article saying that they're expecting terrorist attacks again after this Sri Lankan job. Now, we all know ISIS is a creation of the CIA. As I was saying recently, it's been quieter on the terrorist attack front because they were getting exposed heavily with the fake terrorist attacks they were creating. So I would say this year expect some more fake terrorist attacks in the UK and Europe, because this is like the predictive programming, probably some real ones as well that they've done or they let happen. Because in Sri Lanka, they had intelligence, right? There was a risk of an attack and they did nothing. They did nothing. Okay, at least that's what we were told. So you're telling me you get intelligence of a terrorist attack and you're gonna do nothing. And not only that, you're harassing innocent people all the time, yet whiff of an intelligence on this is a joke of the security services in the world. They harass people like me, and then they get a whiff of a terrorist attack and don't do anything, right, in Sri Lanka. This is the kind of stuff they do. So be prepared for more fake terrorist attacks. All real but state orchestrated terrorist attacks happening, because usually when I remember actually before there was a load of bombings in Britain and fake bombings, there was these kind of articles, so just be aware of that. Targeting today, they're not that pleased because I uploaded something they didn't like, not targeting related but musical related, and I could tell they didn't like it. Also, they seem to be having like a train honk going off where there's no trains, so I don't know what that's about, but I've noticed it's been going off when I've been thinking certain things, like the car horns, remote no monitoring. Alright. Siren harassment again. I go out, as soon as I get to the bottom of the town, there's emergency vehicles.
This happened today as well.
Coming down with the sirens on. One hand pocket, the usual gimmicks and shit like that. Typical bullshit that they like to do. So yeah, that's just something to think about on the bullshit that they're probably gonna pull.
My phone just shut itself off by itself, even though it's got enough battery. They probably did that shit. Yeah, man. Motherfuckers think that shit's nice, man, and that you can do this shit all you want.
So it looks like they have deleted or stopped recording the recording I did. So I'll find it. I'll find the article through the internet. Let me just get my charger. But it looks like they have actually gone as far as deleting my recording. Because I'm pretty sure I did it on the phone. I know I did one on the MP3 player, but I'm pretty sure it was done on the phone. Give me a minute. I just need to get the charger. Trying to find this article. Oh, fuck off. This is like Google's shadow war against VPNs. It's like cocksucking thing comes up every time. Google, they don't like VPNs. It's pissed me off that this exact article is not. I mean, we all know they've already accomplished this. Clever bastards, you know what I mean? In the sense they tried to. Oh, also, before I forget, I want to show you this. You know how we say that as TIs, it feels like they're using a supercomputer on us. Check this out. I've read this. It was talking about using AI. It was on my phone. Matter of fact, I might be able to still find it. I read this morning. But it was talking about how MI5 were planning to use artificial intelligence. Let's see. It's pissed me off with that article. Anyway, I'll read this article because this is on Evening Standard, but I think this is the one that talked about artificial intelligence. Here we go. Yeah, this is it. So, homegrown extremists. This is on Evening Standard, and the article's called "MI5 Boss Warns of Startling IS Terror Threat to Britain." So, and this is the article. It says homegrown extremists inspired by the Starling pull of Islamic State propaganda online were behind 4 out of 5 terror plots in Britain and the West last year, and continue to be the most potent threat the country faces. The head of MI5 warned today. In his first solo article for a newspaper, and I'll just get a hiccup there out of nowhere, right? In his first solo article for a newspaper, Andrew Parker said in the Standard that the danger from IS had not diminished despite its military defeat and the collapse of its so-called caliphate in Syria. This was because its extremist ideology did not require territory to survive, giving the terror group a continuing ability to perpetrate misery through launching large-scale attacks. 80% of Western plots last year, including most in his country, involved extremists who had been inspired by IS without having any contact with its members in Syria. Mr. Parker said the danger had also been illustrated by the murderous Easter bombings. I'll skip this bit. There we go. Mr. Parker said MI5 and Britain's other intelligence agencies were trying to use artificial intelligence and machine learning to help them respond to the IS threat. Right. but he warned that critical information needed to protect the public might stay out of reach because of the haystack of online data worldwide was getting larger and harder to penetrate. He added, increasingly the vital piece of information that might stop an attack is unlikely to be held by MI5 but buried somewhere else in the mountain of data generated each day, often scattered across the world. Mr. Parker's warnings follow the recent attention given to the threat posed by foreign fighters overseas and might be returned to this country. See where I'm going, with the artificial intelligence shit. Machine learning. We know they use this to target us when we're getting, we get these fake profiles that come up on YouTube, and you can tell it's fake, and they're constantly coming up. Some of the responses that we get to targeters online are so quick, it makes you think that it's some kind of supercomputer doing it, So, yeah. So you see where this is going, using supercomputers. Of course, it's some anti-terrorism guys that they're putting in, but we all know it's about control. We all know it's really about control. Trying to find I do have a recording here. I'm hoping that the article will be on my MP3 player, because I know I've recorded one on my MP3 player, but I think it was on the phone. So, yeah. But with this technology, we all know they've been using this longer than just now. They've perfected the mind reading technology, and it's been perfected for decades. Okay, let me find. Where's recordings? Trying to find recordings. Can't fucking see it, man. Music. That's in music, isn't it? How fucking is it? How's it fucking empty, man? Give me a sec. Oh, I know why. I bet it needs to install. Maybe it's not compatible. Oh, that's cool. So why is music not cool? I may have to use a Windows computer to copy onto a USB stick. I'll do that actually. Give me a second. Sorry about this bullshit. I'll get it on using a Windows computer to copy off the MP3 player. I've used two Linux softwares, but I think I prefer Linux Mint to Ubuntu. I'm not going to change it, but I think Linux Mint's a better of the two, to be honest, that I've used. Let me just get my laptop. Basically copy off my MP3 player onto a USB stick, and then I'll copy again onto outside. Not outside my house, but she just stood out. And it's raining. Like, why you stood outside in the rain? Distraction tactic. She's having a cigarette, but why she stood out in front of where I can see her? You know what I mean? They like to do this. When you're making a video, they'll do stuff to try and distract you. So try and copy off this. Fuck's sake. So this computer's fucked up too. Like the mouse sticks. She's fucked off now. But yeah, they like to do shit like that. Matter of fact, fucked up on me. Oh, that's the lyrics. What's this? Yes, this is it. This is it right here.
Remote neural monitoring as part of the.
Alright, we've got it.
Well, it's on. I just seen it's on.
We've got it.
I've not got.
But yeah, this is the article. So here.
Set up correctly yet, so I'm gonna have to do because I've just reinstalled. I've installed Linux on the laptop. But I just want to read this article. If you remember a while ago, about a year or two ago, I did an article talking about how Facebook was thinking about using remote neural monitoring as part of its thing. Well, I just seen this article today on my phone.
Can't be asked earlier.
It's in
so probably be over
CNET.
tomorrow.
It's called "Scientists Have Found a Way to Convert Thoughts into Speech." Now, as TIs, we already know they've been able to do this for a long time. That this is just, we know people like us have been the experiments that they've utilized this stuff on. But they're just acting. What makes me laugh is that they're acting like they've only just discovered this shit when there's patents for this online and more advanced technology such as remote versions of this, which is the remote neural monitoring. So this is the article. I'll read it. Sure, speaking is great and an effective method of communication, but what if that's not a possibility? What if you suffer from some sort of paralysis or neurological impairment and you literally can't speak? Researchers at the University of California think they've made a crucial first step of solving the problem using the state-of-the-art brain-machine interface, which I've already heard of that. I've already heard of that because this is not new. This is not new. They've been doing this for at least since the 80s. They've been able to do this. Okay. Neuroscientists at UC San Francisco say they've been successfully been able to convert brainwaves into speech by placing electrodes on the heads of participants. The researchers took information from, of course, I'm not going to tell you about the chip yet, but that'll be the next. They'll come out in like 10 years and say the next is the chip in the head. This is primitive compared to the chip in the brain, what they're using. And in fact, I don't even think they need a chip in the brain no more.
They're acting like this technology
So it says, by placing electrodes on the heads of study participants,
Acting like it's
the
still
researchers,
underdeveloped.
sorry if I sound weird, like I've described, you know, the spraying the chemtrails and it's fucking with my throat, man.
They've perfected this technology.
By placing electrodes on the heads of study participants, the researchers took information from measured brain activity that fed data into a virtual computer tracked. An anatomically correct computer simulation designed to mimic movements from the lips, jaw, tongue, and larynx, I don't know how it's pronounced. The end result, something that absolutely resembles human speech. For the first time, this study demonstrates we can generate entire spoken sentences based on an individual's brain activity, said Edward Chang, a professor of neurological surgery and the lead author on the study. This is an exhilarating proof of principle that with technology that is already within reach, we should be able to build a device that is clinically viable in patients with speech loss. You've already done it years back. Only you've been using it for evil motives and controlling people before using it for good. Now you're just coming out of it like it's brand new, right? Which we know it's not brand new. This technology has been used, it's been experimented on people for fucking decades. But people have just been labelled as crazy. That's how they got away with it. They just labelled people as crazy. The research published in Nature was led by speech scientist Gopala Anumanchipalli, I think that's how you pronounce it, and Josh Chartier, a bioengineering graduate student. The potential benefits are clear. Technology like this could grant certain people a second or even a first chance at being able to vocalise their thoughts. The concept, however, is still in its infancy. Well, we know full well they've perfected it. They've perfected it to the point of being able to, and I just heard a car honk then, right? You know, they perfected it to the point of being able to read people's thoughts in real time with the advanced shit about it's in its infancy. We know as TIs that this is far from in its infancy. This technology has been honed and used to control people and to mind control people and to read their thoughts from a distance. We know that. So we're quite good at synthesizing slower speech sounds like sh and s, as well as maintaining the rhythms and intonations of speech and the speaker's gender and identity, explained Chartier. But some of the more abrupt sounds like B's and P's get a bit fuzzy. Still, the levels of accuracy we produced here would be an amazing improvement in real-time communication compared to what's currently available. What's currently available is time-consuming and doesn't come close to reflecting the intimacy and clarity of live back-and-forth discourse, but technology like this could potentially make the sort of discussion a reality for those who currently can't speak. People who can't move their arms and legs have learned to control robotic limbs with their brains. We are hopeful that one day people with speech disabilities will be able to learn to speak again using this brain-controlled artificial vocal tract. Now, this is how they're doing it. So the technology that has been out, it's been abused for decades, and we're supposed to, and then they got the nerve to say like this is a good thing. Well, it isn't a bad thing if it's used right, but they've been using this technology for decades to abuse and experiment on people and to control people. If you want proof this technology exists, all you gotta do is, you know, go to TI's videos. They're experiencing it, especially Nigel Nicholson, who's, you know, they experimented on him with this technology for a long time. Go watch a couple of these videos and see how they horn to things he says and listen to what he says, because to me that's the most clear-cut evidence that the technology exists. I mean, I know it exists. They've used it on me. There's been car honking to things I've thought. You know, I've gone out. You know, they're reading my thoughts. I've gone out somewhere or got the thought to go somewhere due to this technology, and then there'll be a car waiting there. There'll be perps waiting there. You know what I mean? So this technology has been used for a long time, but they're just giving you the gradual introduction to it now. Alright?
Trying to put
This
it
technology
in society
exists.
slowly.
If you search, you'll find patents going way back to the 80s on this kind of stuff. Okay? About this is that, but they're acting like it's new technology. It's not new technology.
In its infancy.
it's been out decades. It's just been kept secret from the public and used by the intelligence agencies as part of their mind control and experimentation programs to try and control people. Of course, with everything from radar to satellite phones to the internet, it's the military that get the access to this stuff first, and it's kept classified before the public, given a watered down version of it. You know what I mean? So, for anyone now that says they can't read your minds, you're crazy, you're a tinfoil hatter, there's the proof right there. They can. They can read your thoughts. They can read your thoughts. And this is the watered down technology. So who's the paranoid idiot now?
It's the real, the technology they have.
Well, I've been telling
That's under the
I've
phone.
been telling you for decades that this stuff exists and this stuff is possible, and all you
Since the
people
80s, I'd say.
have done is call us crazy, call us conspiracy theorists, tell us that it's not possible, that we should get mental health. Yet there you have it on paper. The technology exists. The technology is real. They're just introducing it gradually to you to make you think it's a good thing.
All that is,
The
all
use
that
of
article
abuse.
is.
How
that
do you think this
article is
technology
silent.
was perfected?
It's just a slow
It wasn't
introduction to
perfected through
technology.
genuine. It's people like us. They've experimented on with this technology to perfect it. That's how they perfected it.
Through some
Yeah.
people like us.
So this is more proof that they are just gradually bringing this into the public domain.
Well, they brought it into the public domain.
For anyone that says, "Oh, they can't read your
It's
mind,"
just secret.
it's impossible.
It's just
It
classified.
is possible for them to read your mind, but it's technology.
So, yeah, that's an eye-opening article because it shows how far they'll go to try and lie. They're lying. They've had this technology for decades. Decades. They've abused this technology for decades. So yeah, I'm just going to end the video here and